Hello, kindergarten, and anybody else who tuned in for this segment of Music Online. Today we're going to continue our exploration of stories in music, and I've got a really cool story to share with you today. It's called The Magic Bojabi Tree, and it's by Diane Hoffmeyer and Piet Grobler. And there's a little note at the beginning of this book I'm going to read to you before I read the story, and it says, "There are as many versions of this story in Africa as there are storytellers. The first written version I know of was one by Edith Rickert, published in 1923, called The Bojabi Tree. But it's been retold countless times, and the magical tree has had many names. I've retold the version I know and love best, changing elements to suit my particular story. It's a story for children who enjoy nonsense names and rhymes. The repetitive element helps the idea of the story being a journey. When I tell it, I play an African thumb piano, or mbira, and use percussion to add to the sense of rhythm. And I happen to live in Zimbabwe for a while. I don't know if you all know that or not, but I did, and the national instrument in Zimbabwe is the mbira, the thumb piano. So as I read this story to you, I'm going to be accompanying it with my mbira. And my mbira also came with this. This is a version of a calabash gourd. A calabash is kind of like a pumpkin. This one happens to be made of fiberglass because I didn't want my calabash gourd to get crushed and crumbled as I was traveling home from Zimbabwe. So I got this one that's made of fiberglass. It's very durable. And along the outside are these little jingles. These are actually bottle caps. And as you play the mbira inside the calabash, these bottle caps rattle, and they're supposed to be the voices of the ancestors, the people who came before us, speaking to us from wherever your spirit goes after you die. Pretty cool. Anyway, here it is, the Magic Bojabi Tree, and I'll be accompanying it with the mbira and some other percussion instruments, as the story says, to help the rhythm and flow of the journey. Here we go. Long ago, a dry wind blew across the plains of Africa. No rain fell, the grass shriveled, trees died. The earth was as dry as a piece of old leather. Elephant, giraffe, zebra, monkey, and tortoise trudged across the cracked earth looking for a smidgen to eat. Then in the distance they saw a tree. What a marvelous tree it was, covered in red, ripe fruit, smelling of sweetest mangoes, fat as melons, juicy as pomegranates. But wrapped tightly around the tree was the largest python the animals had ever seen. His coils held the branches up so high that not even the tallest giraffe could reach the fruit. "Leave this to me," said Elephant. "I'm not scared of a python. A python could never swallow me." He stepped forward. "Excuse me, Python, we're hungry. Please, would you uncoil so we can reach the fruit?" "Not until you've told me the name of the tree," said Python. "That's absurd," said Elephant. "We don't know its name." Tiny Tortoise spoke up. "My great-great-grandmother told me about this tree. Only the king of the jungle knows its name, but he lives far away." "I run faster than all of you," said Zebra. "I'll go." So Zebra shot off across the hot, dry earth. He ran and ran until finally he came to a cool shelter where the king was lying in the shade, with his mane beautifully fluffed and his tail neatly curled. "Great king," said the zebra, "we're hungry. We found a sweet mango, melon, pomegranate tree, but Python won't let us eat the fruit until we say the name of the tree." Lion opened one eye. He didn't like being disturbed when he was snoozing. "A mango, melon, pomegranate tree? The name of the tree is Bojabi." Then he sighed heavily and went back to sleep. Zebra put his head down and charged back. He was so busy about thinking how fast he was going, he tripped over a root and fell. "What's the name of the tree?" the animals called out. "The name of the tree is..." Zebra shook his head as he tried to remember. "The name of the tree is Bongani?" But of course he was wrong, and Python wouldn't budge. By now the animals were weak with hunger. Someone else will have to ask the king, they said. Let me go, chittered Monkey. I'm cleverer than Zebra. I'll remember the name. So Monkey scampered over the hot earth and swung through the dry trees, chitter-chattering, until he came to where the king was lying in the shade, with his mane beautifully fluffed and his tail neatly curled. Great king, said Monkey. Lion lifted his head and roared, What now? We're hungry. We found a sweet mango, melon, pomegranate tree, but Python won't let us eat the fruit until... I've already told Zebra, now I'll tell you. But don't ask again. The name of the tree is Bojabi. Monkey scampered away, chittering and chattering. Clever monkey, clever me, cleverest monkey in the whole country. He was so busy chitter-chattering that when he got to the tree, he suddenly stopped. What's the name of the tree? The animals groaned. The name of the tree is... Monkey shook his head as he tried to remember. The name of the tree is... One Johnny? But of course he was wrong, and Python wouldn't budge. Elephant pushed himself forward. I'll go. Elephants never forget. So he plodded over the hot, dry earth. The king was wide awake by now. His mane was ruffled and his tail was twitching. Great king, said the elephant. We're hungry. We found... I know, and you want to know the name of the tree. I've told Zebra, I've told Monkey, and now I'll tell you. But I'm not telling anyone else. The name of the tree is Bojabi, so don't forget. Elephant flapped his ears and stamped up some dust. I never forget anything, he said in a huff. All the way back he flapped and stamped. Ha! Me forget this lion. I can remember all the rivers in Africa, all the stars in the sky, all the insects on this earth. He was so busy remembering them that when he got to the tree, he suddenly stopped. What's the name of the tree? The animals whispered hoarsely. The name of the tree is... Elephant shook his head. The name of the tree is Umfani. But of course he was wrong, and Python wouldn't budge. Tiny Tortoise spoke up. Let me go. The other animals laughed at him. You're too tiny and slow, they said. But I know how to remember, said Tortoise. My great-great-grandmother taught me. So Tiny Tortoise crept over the hot, dry earth, one slow footstep at a time. When he eventually reached the king, he was pacing up and down with his mane standing out in angry tufts and his tail snapping through the air. Lion took one look at Tortoise and roared, I know what you've come for. I've told Zebra, I've told Monkey, I've told Elephant. Now I won't tell you. I won't tell you the name of the tree is Bojabi. Tiny Tortoise crept off without saying a word. Bojabi, he whispered to himself. Bojabi for you, Bojabi for me. What will bring down the fruit of the tree? Bojabi, Bojabi, Bojabi. All the way back he sang his song, and because he walked so carefully and slowly, he didn't stumble or bump into things or forget. Bojabi for you, Bojabi for me. What will bring down the fruit from the tree? Bojabi. The moment Python heard the words, he uncoiled and slithered away. The branches of the tree bent low. The animals reached up and tasted the red, ripe fruit that smelled of sweetest mangoes, fat as melons, juicy as pomegranates. It was better than anything they had ever tasted. They ate and ate. Then the animals lifted Tiny Tortoise high. They circled the tree and sang, Bojabi for you, Bojabi for me. What will bring down the fruit from the tree? Bojabi. And they never forgot. Now, do you know the name of this magical tree? I hope you've enjoyed this telling of the Magic Bojabi Tree. I love African folk tales. I love the rhythm and the songs that are associated with them. And I had a lot of fun creating the music for this piece. I've been working on this for a long time, and this is the first time I've actually been able to present it. So I hope you've liked it. I hope to do more in the future. And I hope everybody is doing well while we are learning from our very own homes. And I hope you're finding music in and around your house with your family. I will see you all soon, and I hope you stay well.